Who's fooled by this, new Carney promises? He literally just said everything that Poilievre's been saying over the last year.
No,
Like he
my
just
parents are
copied him.
fooled for sure.
He
People
just
like my
copied him.
parents are fooled. People that are watching CNN and NBC and the mainstream media, and they're a lot of the voter base.
They're all the voter
fucking
base.
fooled.
When I go vote, it's
And
all people over 60. We've got an election coming up.
that's
And
what I
obviously
wanted to talk
Carney.
about. Yeah.
I know. And
How
Carney.
did you know that? Do you have my
Daryl,
sheet?
I can see it
Do you
in
have
your
my sheet?
eyes. I can see it in your eyes. Carney is now, been sworn in. He's our new prime minister. He's got all these plans. He talks. He just took whatever Pierre Poilievre was promising, and he was just like, yeah, okay, we'll do that too. Basically, right? Like the carbon tax is being removed. He's talking about housing, taking GST off of new homes under $1 million. All the things that Poilievre's platform has been promoting on, right? So now they're doing the polls, and all the polls are like neck and neck. It's like the
Neck
liberals.
and neck. He's ahead, the son of a bitch.
He's
That's
ahead,
why
yeah.
I'm wearing the
Trump-
red hat, because I'm on
And Trump
Carney's
says
team.
that dealing with a liberal government might be a little bit easier, and people are saying that
Bam.
Carney might be better suited to deal with Trump. Like, Bass, you're the guest. So, what's the
Oh, boy.
attitude of the people out there on the streets? What are you hearing?
Get
So
on
my
the
first
bandwagon
question is
now.
my first question is, Darryl, do you go outside in public wearing that hat?
Goddamn right I do.
No, for real.
100%. I got
Walks the dog every
sweatshirts
day.
too, man.
And that
I
sweatshirt.
also go out in public in
Oh.
this stupid thing. I don't give a shit.
Oh,
What
that
do I care?
explains why my Google reviews are going down. Anyway,
That's right.
okay, let me ask you. So,
He doesn't
has
think- he
anyone
doesn't poop
ever
and
made
scoop.
yeah, has anyone ever made a comment?
All the time. Why do you think I wear it in public?
Okay, right. And what are the comments? I'm just curious.
Great hat. Where can I get
Okay.
one?
Okay.
We got a
we-
merch store.
Yeah, we've sold a bunch of hats, a bunch of sweatshirts. It's crazy.
Amazing.
Mugs. It's truly unbelievable. But hold on a sec. What the hell were we talking about?
I
How
asked
we get
Bass
on
about
this?
the Carney and Poilievre.
He's gonna fucking win, Carney.
So yeah, I think, look, I'm not a very political guy, but I'll
Oh,
tell you
fuck.
my 2 cents. Carney will win, and that's it. So basically, go along. If there's a way to make money in equities in Canada, you got to figure out how to profit off of crime, social decline, and just kind of like what we saw for the last
Climate.
9 years.
Looks like climate's gonna be back
Just
in
anything
fashion.
bad, yeah, anything bad that's not good for this country. I feel that's where, how do you profit off of that? I think it's gonna be nonsense, but he's gonna win.
So that
So-
means real estate's good because they're gonna pump
Yeah,
money
yeah,
into
yeah.
this bastard, right?
It's gonna
That's
stabilize it, so that would be a win if it stabilizes.
Well, that's one of the
'cause-
things that Carney has been very vocal on. And in the past, if you look at all the stuff that he's talked about when he was the Bank of Canada Governor General, is housing stimulates the economy. And that, he can't necessarily influence the Bank of Canada, right, as a prime minister, but he can certainly advise the general public on his views, which is if rates were lower, then it means that it would stimulate housing and that would be really good for our economy overall. So it's that.
Yes, it will be a short-term win, I think, but to the detriment of the country in general. So, what
The
about
people
young
in the
people?
comments hate you now, Fast, for saying that Carney's going to win. Okay, you've just
He will. He will. I mean,
He's
look,
gonna
you-
fucking win.
He's
you
gonna
won
win.
them over, and now they are just spitting you out right now. I can just
No,
see
they all
the
know it
text
too.
But
underneath.
it's impossible. Look, it's impossible. It's impossible to ever do the right thing because everything is about short-termism, right? So we're just gonna keep eroding. Okay, so Poilievre is basically Stephen Harper 2.0, which would be a good thing because during Harper in 2015 we had a balanced budget. Okay, but that came at a cost. That came at a social cost of doing cuts, austerity, all that stuff. We are so beyond that. Nobody has a stomach for any sort of pain. So ultimately the pain is just going to come in the end in a different form and it's going to be worse. Rather than being proactive about it now, it's just we're going to have the government that we're going to get that's going to keep, supporting us without any plan of actually balancing the budget, which I think that's the biggest mistake. And then we're not going to be able to fund our social security and all that stuff and, welfare, social safety nets that currently exist because we're going to keep going to that. And then the big thing is going to happen. But until then, I think people are just going to always vote for the immediate benefit. So yeah, he's going to be good for the real estate market, most likely.
Well, I
Better than
disagree with
Poilievre.
you and the liberal Darryl because I still think that Pierre is going to win. Okay, his
Oh.
red hat shows his true colors, Darryl.
That's right.
I'm just joking, but
I'm
anyways,
jumping on the bandwagon
Pierre-
before it
Pierre
happens.
Pierre is still got the following. I think that right now the conservative Supporters are just basically sleeping. They thought it was in the books. All right. They thought that this election was in the books. They didn't need to work hard anymore.
Oh, right on.
Now I'm a conservative that wants to save Canada. Either way,
Oh,
we're
wow.
f- we're
Okay,
And
right
fucked.
on.
now,
Either
and
way, we're
now,
fucked.
and now, once the polls start happening out again, and that there'll be some a little bit more campaigning on, you know, voter turnout. What's going on here?
Oh,
I knew
wow.
it. I knew it all along. He was a red hat.
Double
That will
agent.
that
Red
will
caps.
that will stimulate more young people to get out and vote because I mean, who's fooled? Who's fooled by
Who's
this,
fooled?
new Carney promises? He literally just said everything that Poilievre's been saying over the last year.
No,
Like he
my
just
parents are
copied
fooled
him.
for sure.
He
People
just
like my
copied him.
parents are fooled. People that are watching CNN and NBC and,
Mm.
the mainstream media, and they're a lot of the voter base.
They're like
They're
all the voter
fucking
base. When
fooled.
I go vote, it's
And
all people over 60.
let's remember the honest to God truth of the situation is that the voting isn't even fucking real. And the votes don't actually get tabulated and counted and mean a goddamn thing. And we're going to see nobody's actually voting for Carney and he's going to win. Okay.
Oh
You
my
find
God.
me somebody, get them on the show that's voting for Carney.
They literally
Somebody that's
had an
willing to admit it.
investigation. They had like the ombudsman or whoever's in charge of
The
looking
what?
into voter fraud, the ombudsman, and
Ombudsman?
whoever's in charge of voter fraud, look into if there's any foreign influence or fraud or anything like that. And like they looked
Oh,
into it,
yeah.
there was nothing.
And that guy
No, there's some
wasn't
little
paid
things,
off either, right?
and there's some things that happen here and there that people talk about, but like,
Come
come on,
on.
come on, our
I'm
voting
gonna bring my
system
tinfoil hat
is
next
as
time. I
close
didn't know.
to accurate as anywhere else. Give
This
me an
is
example somewhere else that's more accurate.
Find me one person who's voting for Carney and willing to admit it. And then maybe I will change my tune. But
Okay.
I'm pretty goddamn sure from the sampling I have, which is quite extensive. I know quite a few people, gentlemen.
Extensive anecdotal sampling. I love it.
It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
extensive though. No, but really, I mean, I don't know if you, I talk to so many people and I'm so tuned in with so many different facets of this. And I'm pretty active in the market as well on all kinds of levels. And so the conversations I have, what's better than fucking everybody that's got their feet on the ground in the trenches? Honestly, what's better than anecdotal? Your data that you want to pretend is reliable is months off, and then it's revised months later again, right?
We're gonna clip this when Carney wins, and I'm gonna play it back just so you
But
know.
Carney's gonna fucking win because it's all bullshit, and that it's all fucking bullshit. Come on, everybody
It's
wanted
strategic. Look,
Pierre.
man, like, their timing is perfect because Pierre
Beautiful.
is
Now they're
no.
called an election. Did you hear it today? He
Well,
said,
of
"I'm
course, and
calling
that's
Yeah.
why
it."
I'm saying it's that's why he will win.
Yeah,
I'm not
because
saying he's gonna win because people want him, but like
right.
strategically, it's very well done,
The
I
and
don't
he
believe
will
it.
win.
the
I
fake
don't buy it.
story has been woven and it is out there. And look, all of us are like shit because the media everywhere, even social media, they hijacked, and everyone is talking like Carney is great and doing great things. And look, honestly, on the surface, he's going to Europe and making another, like a backup plan, right? He's dealing with China. He's dealing with all the people that actually could absorb some of or all of potentially the hit we take if the United States is for real. And so all of us have been sitting here for a couple of months saying we need to diversify. We need to get our goods out on the world market, not just down south and across province and out to wherever the fuck wants it, right? And so at least visually, he seems to be working that plan already. While, like TK said, he literally just he's the prime minister now. He just did everything Poilievre was campaigning to do, right? So like now he's got everybody going, oh shit, like he
We got
was
what
the
we
guy,
wanted.
right? He's the guy who maybe he's the guy who can do it. He got it.
But yeah,
He stick handled us through the great financial crisis. He stick
and he
handled
took all the leverage out of Polyev. Like this was masterfully done, and
master
that's why I'm saying he will
these
probably
bastards,
win because this was excellent. I don't like the guy. I'm not gonna vote for him,
bastards.
but I'm just saying this is the reality, right? So
It's
well done.
unfortunate.
We'll agree to disagree
It's
today.
unfortunate.
I hope I'm
Yes.
wrong. I hope I'm wrong.
I
You
hope
know,
we're wrong too.
You're still invited on the show. Don't worry. All right. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
well,
You don't have
that's
to
the
agree
most
with
important thing.
everything. You don't have to agree with everything.
We're not
that
going to
we
let
say.
politics get in the way of this.
We won't let politics get in the way of our friendship. But we've
right.
come to the end of the show. So,
Another
Vass,
TK Butler show in the books.
Are you looking for the best merch store on the planet? Well, we got the shit for you. Coming in at low prices where we barely make any money off of whatsoever, you can get the greatest real estate merchandise on this platform. Just look at this very flamboyant man putting on this great stuff. He looks great, he's dancing great, and boy does he look sexy in that merchandise. I tell you, buy this for anybody, you buy this for yourself. You will be not only repping the greatest Canadian real estate podcast in this world, but you will also be looking hella good doing it.